Welcome to the second episode of the Cubes and Stuff podcast. Today we actually have stuff to talk about, so give me my moment while I pull said list up. There's a bunch of videos topics. I'm going to flash them. Video topics that are coming out soon. One I'm actually recording tonight. So, okay, so here's what we're talking about today. I'm going to talk about, we're going to go through, I have a little list. We're going to start off with the story of how a substitute teacher that was probably early to mid 20s hit on me. And of course, realizing now that I should have reported this to someone, but I just didn't. I didn't it wasn't harassment. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about this. It wasn't necessarily harassment and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna disclose what year this was because I don't want to get police questions about this. Because that would be scary. Anyway, moving on. So this is how the story of the substitute teacher hit on me. So this was a while ago. Not going to disclose when, but there was a substitute teacher in an English class that I had, and she kind of was flirting with me, and I was kind of just oblivious to it. And it wasn't necessarily flirting. She probably didn't know how old I was, that kind of thing. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. And then she was like, do you want to go on a date? And that's where I was like, hold up, wait a minute. And then I just kind of just sat awkwardly in class for the rest of the day. That's as much as I'm gonna say on the podcast, but it was really awkward just kind of sitting there being after the substitute had flirted with me, it was really awkward. Just sitting there being trying to do my work, but yeah. I will admit, she was... she was bad. She was bad. She was actually really bad. I'm not gonna lie. We could be quite open and honest here. Next we're gonna talk about, this is something I've talked about with my friend Mia, who's probably watching this podcast while she cleans her room. So Mia, stop that. Go do something. I don't know. Cleaning your room's pretty productive. Anyway, so we're going to talk about prosthetic limbs. So if you have one, there's nothing wrong with it. I actually think there's positive and negatives to having a prosthetic arm. Now, we're going to start off pretty obvious. The negatives. You're missing a limb. Big negative. Another negative, you can't get through TSA without taking off your arm. Imagine, okay, hold up. Do a quick visual. Imagine you're going through TSA. This is the little scanner. And you walk through and all you hear is beep. Beep. That's what your arm is like, That's what your arm or your leg is like. It's just beep, beep. Okay, so that was that little example. But, okay, the positives, do you know how cool, okay, so I know not all prosthetics are robotic and stuff. But you know how cool it would be to have a prosthetic arm that you could move with your mind, be move. Or grab. That would be so cool. That's literally the future of humanity. We're all just going to be robots. And we're going to be cranking 90s in Fortnite with our prosthetic arms. Imagine that. No. Okay. So you could program your brain. Okay. We're going to get off a little off topic here. But Elon Musk has started his brain chips, and they can move mouse cursors. I don't know if anyone saw this. They put this, it was big all over the news. You can move a mouse cursor with your brain. He is going to be the next best Fortnite player ever. My face is bleeding. He's going to be the next best Fortnite player ever. Literally better than any of the Fortnite players. He'll be able to instantly, done. Crank 90s in a heartbeat. His brain is a computer now. That's a crazy thing. That is crazy to me. We are already so off track. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to prosthetics. It would be cool to be able to grab stuff. I mean, You know, the more the more I think about this, I'm like, this is a stupid topic to talk about. And I agree with you. I'm not denying that at all. It's a very stupid topic. Okay. That was a horrible way to start this podcast. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fun fact, I have been high before. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't need the applause. Thank you. So, I want to talk about how I got high, and it was not intentional at all. That's the thing. So, I was at a band event during my 8th grade year, and we were kind of just hanging out. It wasn't anything crazy. We had done all of our band stuff. We were kind of just hanging out. It was like a dinner thing. We had ate. Me and my friend, I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants me to. They were cleaning up, and there was two extra helium balloons, and I was like, do you want to take these home? There was 2 ladies that were cleaning up. They were like, do you want to take these home? And so me and Chris both got 2, and I ended up having 3 out of 4 of those helium balloons, like the genius that I was. And for the rest of the night, I was kind of giggly, and then I fell asleep really quick. And a couple days ago, like literally a couple days ago, I was talking to my friend Mia because I had refound the video I took. And I was like being really stupid. Like I was like giggly. I was like funny. Like I was being so stupid. And we looked back at the video and my friend was like, "You're high." I was like, "What?" And then I learned that helium balloons could get you high. And that's why they don't sell helium to people under the age of 18. Which, you want to know something else that's really stupid? Hold up. Pause. You cannot buy whiteout unless you are the age of like 6 or it's 18. You have to be 18 to buy whiteout. 18 years old to buy whiteout. I need to buy that stuff for school the other day. Like the paintbrush for whiteout. I had to be 18. It was, oh, I got so mad. Okay. Okay. We gotta slow back. Okay. Okay. California's got 10 feet of snow. And in the past, like, 3 days, we've probably got, like, 3 inches. So, that's great. Like, and then it just melts. So, like, right now, there's nothing. Okay. So, I have another bigger topic to talk about. Is my childhood trauma. Trauma dumping. Okay, I'm kidding. From a child, as I was a child, I was pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. And when I say pretty stupid, I mean I was like really stupid. I almost got run over when I was about 7 years old by a massive truck. So I was going bike riding over to my neighbor's house because they were playing basketball. I was like, oh my gosh, gotta go play basketball with them. And so I get on my bike. I was a chubby kid. I was fat. So I get on my bike, I'm going over, and all I like for the moments that I like remember and like remember, all I remember is like a truck pulling in and then zooming, like almost running into me. They slam on their brakes. My mother screams, because my mother came out with me, and my mother screams stop. It turns out there was these like 2 teenagers and they were being stupid. Anyway, so as like I'm about to get run over, they slam on the brakes, and I just fall over. Like on my bike, I just fall over, and I ended up hitting my head pretty bad. I don't think I have any pictures of it, or my mom has any pictures of it, but that was an experience. It was pretty funny to look back at now, but for my mom, it must have been like traumatizing because just seeing like a 7-year-old just, oh, car, boop. Yeah, I fell pretty hard and kind of just hit the ground. That's how I just literally fell and hit the ground. The next story that happened, I'm trying to find a picture of it. I broke my nose, and it was really bad. I broke my nose 3 or 4 summers ago, and it was because of my sister. Technically, the story is my sister broke my nose, and that is true to an extent. So let's take a look at right after it happened. This is right after it happened with my little black eye. I don't know how well that looks. I don't know if it's focused or not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm using my GoPro because my other camera lost its batteries. And it ended up being a lot worse afterwards. My eyes was still like my eye was still messed up, but it wasn't as bad. So that was my nose, and I ended up having to get surgery. I remind you, this was like a while ago. This wasn't anytime recent, but I remember it. My nose still like has pressure. Like if I touch it, it hurts. I don't know if it's probably a bad thing, honestly. But how I broke my nose was me and my sister were on our trampoline at our house. This was like right after we got it too, which was bad. So we had to convince our dad to let us get a trampoline because he didn't want us to get hurt, which is fair. So we get a trampoline. We are on the trampoline, and my sister does a cartwheel while I'm on the trampoline. This part of her foot, her heel, goes right into my nose. And my nose ended up bleeding. This is a little gore, but my nose ended up bleeding for about 20 minutes. Which, if you don't know, that's a long time. That is a really long time for a nose to bleed. I don't remember a lot of it, which is probably a good thing. Hold up, we're doing something. Sorry, I got distracted. I had my lights on a certain setting yesterday, and it was nice. It was this, but on slow mode. And also, this is really bright. I love this thing. So light. I love it, but it's so bright. Anyway, sorry, that's a little bit better. Anyway, so, oh, no, it's not. What am I talking about? Go faster. Is this better? No, stop. Wrong thing. No. Okay, cool. That's better. Anyway, so we are doing, my nose is broken. And so what is it doing? Nope, that's not what I want. Nope. Okay, cool, that works. Sorry. So we are just kind of sitting there while my nose is like bleeding, like I'm bleeding out in the sink. And my mother is just like freaking out. We call my grandma, and she's like, my Grammy, we call her Grammy, but I'm just saying grandma, so the story's easier to follow. We are just kind of sitting there while my nose is like flowing into the sink. Like, again, little gory, but like flowing into the sink. It was gross. And so as I'm there, I'm just kind of like, what am I supposed to do now? So once we finally like get me out of, my mom's like, yeah, you need to go to the ER. I had never been to an emergency room before. So I was like hardcore freaking out. Like I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to do to me? So we get there. It actually wasn't that bad. The guy that I had as my like ER dude. He was pretty funny and he was pretty chill overall. He was a nice guy. He was like, yeah, so you have two options. We can try and pop your nose in now. But with all the swelling, we run the risk of popping it in and it looking horrible. And so we waited. Or our other option was to wait 2 weeks for the swelling to go down. And then I get a nose job. And that's what we ended up doing. Because I did not want to have a messed up nose for the rest of my life. And I think my nose looks pretty decent right now. And I can say that I've got a nose job. But I remember the morning of like going to get my nose popped back open. Or not pop back open. Pop back in place. That was probably, in my opinion, the scariest morning of my life. So we ended up staying at my Grammy's house again because it was close to the hospital we were going to go get my nose popped back in place and make it look nice to get my nose job. And we were like, it was, okay. So we wake up, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning is when we had to get up because we had to drive over there, be there at like 4 or 5. I don't remember exactly when, but we had to wake up really stinking early. We had to be there at like 4 or 5. And then they had to knock me out for my thing. And I have never had surgery before. I don't know if you consider a nose job surgery, but with how long I was out, I consider it surgery. I was in the I was not emergency room. Oh my gosh. I'm all over the place right now. I don't know why. And also my ears are plugged. It's not working to yawn. It's not working to yawn. Oh my gosh. I'm going to stab someone, not in real life, in Minecraft. And by stab someone, I mean peacefully cut flowers so I can put them in a vase and sell them to innocent civilians. Sorry. Made me upset. My ears are clogged. Anyway, so bruh, what were we talking about? Oh, my nose. Okay, we wake up, we go to the hospital, and then they knock me out for anesthesia. The only thing I remember going into the anesthesia room is what I remember them like specifically. I remember when they put the thing over my face in this like white room. I do not remember anything else. White room, 2 doctors. One of them looked like Ryan Reynolds. One of them looked like Ryan Reynolds, unironic, like I'm not even kidding. And that's what I remember. And then I was out. And I was out for 45 minutes is what my mother told me afterwards. And I believe her because I was on drugs, obviously, legal drugs. I was on anesthesia. And so I wake up. My mom like records the whole thing because she's like, he's gonna say something funny. I said nothing funny. The one sentence I said after I woke up from my surgery: can we go get Chick-fil-A? That is it. That is the last words I said. I believe that is literally what I said. I didn't say anything about, how long I was asleep, how long the surgery took. I said, can we go get Chick-fil-A? I think there's a picture. There's not. Anyway, yeah, we went and got Chick-fil-A. And this was me after the surgery. I showed this picture too soon, but that was me after the surgery. It wasn't, it was funny, but so we went and got Chick-fil-A. I don't know how that looked, but yeah, that picture. I don't know how any of the pictures looked. We went and got Chick-fil-A, went back to my Grammy's house, and pretty much I just fell asleep on the couch, for like 4 hours. And then I woke up and I continued with my life like nothing ever happened. So that was how I got a nose job. Now I have a couple of things that are like all over not necessarily all over the internet. Some things that just kind of got on my nerves. Here, let me pull this. I have like a separate page. So 2 things. One thing, bruh, my sister is quite being loud. So there's a couple things. Okay. So a couple days ago, the popular Wi-Fi service brand AT&T happened to get shut down. And when I say shut down, I think they got hacked. No, it was an outage caused by software updates. They got shut down for, how long was it? 30? I think I don't want to say they're still down, but I think it was like 30 minutes to an hour and a half or something like that. They were shut down for a long time in terms of like internet use and stuff like that. So no one could call if they had an AT&T number, anything like that for, an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, depending on where they were, stuff like that. I'm not still 100% sure on why this stuff happened. Like, they didn't say too much. Unless they did. Go do your research. Don't listen to me. I'm just informing you on the information that I have found. I also want to talk about so I live in Idaho. I'm just going to be flat out honest. And there happens to be right next to us, Oregon. Oregon, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to Oregon. Oregon's an interesting place. But I want to mainly talk about, there's a woman in Oregon who won the Guinness World Record for largest tongue size in circumference. If you don't know what circumference means, circumference is like circular size. Okay, if you're listening to this, don't come back to the screen and just play back what I did, because that was really bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not important. Okay. Her tongue, okay, hold up, I gotta pull this up. Oregon woman, world record tongue. That's not something I should be looking up. Oh my gosh, the police are gonna be after me. Oh, I found it. Okay, never mind. I thought the police were gonna be after me. So here's her, bruh. This is from USA Today. This is the picture of her with her Guinness World Record. Her tongue is literally like this big. Like, that is crazy. Like, can you imagine, like, trying to eat anything with that? Like, you're literally 90% of your mouth is just tongue at that point. That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, that is... Ugh. No, I don't like thinking about it. I'm going to be honest. I don't like thinking about that. And so she broke that world record over the weekend, or this weekend or last weekend. I think it was last weekend. I'm double checking before I say anything crazy. Yeah, here's another picture. This is from her Instagram. That is crazy. I just can't. That's no. Oh, hold up. There's an article that follows it called "Benefits of a Thick Tongue." Huh. So, fun fact. It helps when she plays the flute. She plays the flute. And when you play an instrument, it's called tonguing. And it's harder to tongue on a flute than anything else, and I 100% agree with that. Being I can play flute. That was crazy that she's better at flute because of that. That's bonkers to me. So I had a little list of stuff that I wanted to talk about. We're at the last thing. Is California having... Oh, wait, no, we already talked about this. Well, I'm going to do a little bit of a leak about what's happening on this channel over the next couple days. So I have a little list of stuff that's happening. One of the main things is Behind the Shenanigans. It's behind the scenes channel where I'll be doing like weekly vlogs of my life and stuff like that. Because this channel doesn't need vlogs as much as I love making vlogs for this channel. I'm currently in the process of a couple big videos. And I think the plan for this channel, I'm just going to be honest. I think the plan for this channel is to do one weekly upload and then one podcast episode every week. I think that's very achievable for me. And I have a quick question. If any of you are good at naming stuff, I'm thinking about creating a second channel for the podcast. So if you would like to see the podcast on a second channel, just so your feed isn't full of my podcast episodes, if you don't like listening to them, which is understandable. I'm not a huge fan of podcasts either. I just like making them. And also, I do like listening to them. That's a total lie. If you have any name ideas for the Club Shenanigans podcast, then put them down in the comments. I might just name it Club Shenanigans Podcast, and I might just upload all 3 episodes there. This is being the 3rd episode. All of the 3 there today. I'm not sure. I'll wait and see how this one does, and we'll go from there. Anyway. Thank you for watching the 3rd episode of the Club Shenanigans podcast. Again, we're keeping it short, even though I made a whole list of topics. I'm going to work on making longer lists of topics to go through, because this one didn't feel as, like, spaced out. I didn't have that, for, like, 10 minutes moment, because that's what the last episode was, because I was on caffeine, which I'm out of caffeinated gum, and I'm realizing that's a problem the more I think about it. But tonight I'm recording another video. That'll be coming out next. Here, let's look at my calendar. I have it on my calendar when it's coming out. It'll be coming out hold up, wait a minute. It'll be coming out the 6th. Today's the 4th for me. I don't know when this is coming out, I'm gonna be honest. It might be out now. But you'll see. You'll see. The reason it's coming out on Wednesday is because I have an orthodontist appointment, and I can upload it while I'm in the orthodontist. So that's the plan for that. So thank you for watching the 3rd episode of the Club Shenanigans podcast, or listening to the 3rd episode. It's not on anything yet. I'm still working on trying to figure out how to upload it to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but that's besides the point. Thank you for watching. Thank you, and I will see you guys in the next podcast episode. Again, if you have any ideas for if you have any idea for podcast names and also topics to talk about, please put them down in the comment section. Also, I ate these. I've never eaten hot chips before, and I ate like half this bag. And there'll probably be that in the beginning of the video or something along those lines, or maybe at the end. I'm not sure. Maybe that might not even be in this video. That might just be on the behind the scenes episode that's coming out tomorrow or today, depending on when I finish it. But I'm working on a behind the scenes episode that's more of like a vlog. That's what the behind the scenes channel will be for, is me planning the next stuff, creating the stuff, and along those lines. So look out for the Behind the Shenanigans thing. If it's already out, you can go subscribe in the description. If not, then you just have to wait a little bit. And I will, of course, make a video discussing why that channel is a thing and stuff like that in the future. And it shouldn't be that far away. I have a lot of big stuff coming. I'm just going to give you a little hint. New PowerPoint competition. I mean, what? Yeah, it's being recorded on the 15th and 16th of April. So if you are someone that I know and you would like to compete, text me after you watch this episode so that I know that you watched it, and that'll make me happy. Thank you for watching. I've just been kind of playing around with this ring the whole episode, and I meant to eat these at the beginning so that I would be talking more, but I think I'm already good on talking. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, or good night, or good evening, or guten Morgen, guten Evening. No, it's guten Tag. Guten Tag is good afternoon. I'm learning German. That's a future. That's a thing. It'll probably be in the Behind the Scenes episode, or I'm making another video about learning German right now, so you'll see it. It'll be out there eventually. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day, or good night, or good morning. Goodbye. I'm finally ending the episode.